Hello guys and gals, me Mutahara, and I know you might be like, Muta, come on, more Twitter? Really? Why are you talking about this so much? Ladies and gentlemen, the grim reality is, what we're about to talk about is a level of trolling that not even 4chan Biz or 4chan itself could ever achieve. This is a level of trolling only given to us by the midlife crisis of the richest man in the world. Now obviously, to recap, as you all know, Twitter's verification is kind of like a big landmine to get into. Apparently there's like original check marks, Twitter Blue's been taken away, there's like official badges. Nobody actually knows the story, okay? They're doing literally live testing on the main server. And we're all just kind of here vibing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the last couple days, Elon Musk opened the floodgates for anybody in the world to have a check mark. Now, of course, anybody who's anybody logical could tell you, hey, if you give anybody a check mark for $8 on one of the largest social media sites in the world, chances are there's going to be a lot of trolls who pay $8. Okay, $8 is not a crazy amount of money if you can successfully troll, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, number one here is old Nintendo of America. Now, if you look at this really carefully, you can see that in the actual handle, it's very noticeable, like NLN10 Doofus, or Nintendo of Us. Now, of course, you can see what's really important is they've got that the blue check mark. Now, they've got a lot of likes, a lot of retweets, a lot of comments, but of course, Mario is flipping the old bird there. Now, being a family-friendly company known as Nintendo, they would never actually allow this. But of course, you got it over here, ladies and gentlemen. Since then, this account, I believe, has been removed. Nintendo has been verified as official. They've got, like, multiple verifications. And it's one of those things where if you ever wonder why brands leave Twitter, they get mad at the fact that people can impersonate them. This is one of them. I'm sure Nintendo was not too happy. But of course, I'm just looking from the sidelines. Look, I'm just laughing at the situation. Okay? I'm a fat Indian guy on the internet. If I find something like this, I'm gonna laugh. Now, the next big stage in this was actually impersonating the President of the United States. Now, this handle makes a lot of sense, but if you look at President Biden here, I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. Now, of course, given the fact that this was a checkmark account over here, I'm sure somebody might have fallen that old President Biden might have been actually stroking himself off. But of course, then you move on to George W. Bush, who tweets under the gaming category, I miss killing Iraqis, obviously referencing to a tumultuous war led by President George Bush Jr. at the time. Of course, at this point throughout the day, Twitter themselves was like, to combat impersonation, we've added an official label to some accounts. Again, I want to reiterate, what is the point of a verification system if you still need to have the official tag on actual verified accounts? Really seems like nobody thought this shit through. It seems like Elon wanted to make a quick little buck, and the idea didn't actually come across logical at the end of the day. Look, I'm just here laughing at the situation. I'm sure we all can agree this verification system is just a little bit absurd. Listen, if the point was to make sure everyone was equal and all the journalists didn't have the crazy blue coveted check mark, the official one just becomes a new check mark. All it has been is a way for you to sell a check mark, a goddamn profile picture badge, to the most self-conscious people on the internet. Again, like I say, if you buy the blue check mark, I mean, it's pretty sad, but hey, congratulations. I guess you just wanted longer videos, right? Am I right? Now, of course, one of the best ones was when you had the Pope speaking with Martin Luther, and then other popes as well, too. For instance, you've got Pope Francis. As the apostle tells us in 2 Corinthians 11:14, the wicked may pose as the righteous and lay snares to trap the unwary. Social media has worsened this phenomenon. Our blessed store is the only authorized source for indulgences at $8 a month, link in bio. Then, of course, Martin Luther comes in. I got 95 theses, but this shit ain't it, chief. Then Pope John Paul I comes, interesting that none of you are talking about how I was murdered by the mafia and... Oh, Google Gladio and open your third eye. My brothers in Christ, this is seemingly, and so's the sin of scandal. Please stop. Bitches, get the fuck out. I'm in France, popping bottles and champagne, getting litty with the weedy and loving every minute. Oh. Of course, you gotta add the hashtag crypto to it, because that's how you just know it's the real goddamn Pope. You know, the ability to have the badge, and, like, you know, the ability to also create a handle that kind of, like, you know, sort of fool somebody. Like, obviously I can read that's Pontiflex, but if I was drunk and on the toilet like I usually am when I'm on Twitter, I might believe this is the real Pope. Until I see the emojis and obviously the popping bottles. That might make me question a few things. Of course, and you got BP Global, obviously a little more on the nose, if you will, with BPD's nuts. Just because we killed the planet doesn't mean we can't miss it. And of course, obviously, it's a verified BP account. Then you've got Lockheed Martini. All right, Lockheed Martin, as you all know, is one of the largest defense contractors in the world. Will begin halting all weapon sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States until further investigation into their records of human rights abuses. Oh, god damn, I love the internet, dude. This is some trolling. And then, of course, for those of you ladies and gentlemen, I found this one last night. Roblox_US, obviously not the real Roblox account. Don't be fooled by the tick. We're adding sex to Roblox. Again, Roblox is a game intended for children. Okay, there is no sex to be there in Roblox, nor does the company ever going to add sexual intercourse to they're not going to add a hot coffee mod, okay? Rockstar Games couldn't do it. You think Roblox can get away with it? Get out of here. Now, the reason why I want to make this video is the ultimate feat of trolling was actually achieved, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those of you who don't know, one tweet that got made by Eli Lilly and Co. Now, obviously, this is not Eli Lilly and Co., as you can see with the two L's in this situation. Now, Eli Lilly and Company was given that blue check mark, and they wrote, all right, the imposter here, wrote, "We are excited to announce insulin is free now." Now, the reason I'm making this video is what we're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, is something that, again, like I said in the beginning, not even 4chan Biz could actually do, okay? If you look at the stock price for Eli Lilly, shortly after, a few hours after they made this tweet, dog, they had $7 billion roughly in stock price, completely shaved. Ow! God damn! It took $8 to wipe billions off a share price because of one tweet. Now, obviously, we can talk about insulin prices and all that. I just wanted to go with the sheer absurdity of what impersonation could actually do to a real business. Now, of course, they're kind of recovering over here. I think people realize that insulin is not free in the United States, nor is this company going to go down that route, because that would mean they would not be making as much money as they currently are. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we laughed at some of the joke accounts, but when you've got one of the larger pharmaceutical companies that end up actually being hurt in this situation because of an imposter account that literally, again, might I remind you of the absurdity of this situation. Some troll sat down, spent $8 on Twitter Blue, impersonated a medical company, literally said one of their chief products was free and caused pandemonium in the next few hours, absolutely hurting this company by billions of dollars. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not something easy to do. That is a level of trolling that I can absolutely respect on the entire platform. Not saying that you should do it. Impersonation is wrong. That is against many rules in terms of services. But that is something that I, from the sidelines, can honestly tell you, I do not feel ashamed laughing at it, okay? Honestly, I don't even feel ashamed laughing when a pharmaceutical company is actually getting some slaps on the wrist. Simple as that. When they're getting a little bit of trolling done to them with how they troll the rest of the world, can't say that I feel any sort of like sorry for it. Now, it's really wild as Elon Musk is kind of actually harming, his other various brands as well, too. Like, last I checked, Tesla itself is actually having a lot of money pulled out of it. Like, I think he was flooding, like, $4 billion worth of shares out into the market. Simply because, obviously, the Twitter deal is coming through. And he had to basically trade that Tesla stock for basically keeping Twitter, sort of up there. He made remarks during an all-hands meeting that he hosted in part to motivate Twitter employees who remain after sweeping layoffs to work hard. Musk let off about half the employees following the acquisition of the company. To finance his portion of that take-private deal, last week Musk sold $4 billion worth of Tesla stock, according to filings. Musk wants Twitter to generate half of its revenue with Twitter Blue subscribers and become less reliant on advertising revenue. Yeah, that's going to require a crap ton million of subscribers, which if you ever look at companies like this, when you look at products like YouTube Premium, or really any premium subscription service to free social media sites, the conversion rate is usually low. Like, we're talking like 2 to 3% is what I read as the industry average. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I like to think the best of these situations. Obviously, I'm not an Elon lover or an Elon hater, to be real with you. I could honestly care less. I'm not part of this man's PR team, nor am I one of the weird simps for him on the internet who thinks this man is going to take us to the next generation. But to be real with you, I'm going to give Elon Musk the best chance that I can. Obviously, I think that a pretty I mean, generally, I think he has to be a pretty successful businessman to get to where he is. So I assume maybe this is like a long game that I'm not understanding and many other people aren't. And hopefully, just hopefully, he's got his shit together and maybe he turns Twitter, instead of a festering dumpster pile, into something that's actually usable down the road. All right. But right now, as it stands, the current verification system has led into so many countless impersonations to the point where everybody is getting impersonated. And in some cases, that impersonation is actually harming legitimate companies around the world, which I assume are not going to be too happy with Elon Musk right now, given the fact that literally misinformation on Twitter is actually causing financial losses in the billions for certain companies. Truly a wild day indeed. I never thought this level of trolling could be so achieved, but I'm here for it, man. Okay, the last 2-3 weeks have been crazy with FTX and Twitter. I'll be real with you, man. I think we live in clown world. But ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.